Hi everyone, welcome to part 6 of my Nitro RC truck build. Since my last part 5 of my build, I've not had a chance to do any videography, any videoing of the thing. My wife's been away and I do like to use her, cool mobile phone camera, because they've got really good, microphones and cameras in these days, lenses. So yeah, in the meantime though, I've not had any chance to do any videoing, but I have been doing quite a bit of work on the truck, and I thought I'd stop to show you some of the cosmetic work and some of the electronics and the wiring I've been doing and some of the lighting I've been doing. And the idea has been to get all this cosmetics and lighting out of the way, so I can work out where each of the bits are going and how I'm gonna, kit out the cab inside. And also, that way, once they're all done, I can then get on checking with the engine and see how my silencer system has done. I really want to test that silencer now. It's just that while the electrics aren't fully complete, I can't really use the remote control transmitter for the truck to increase and decrease the amount of nitro that's been injected into the engine. So my idea is to get all the electronics sorted and then just do it all in one go, the engine part. And it's slightly surprising to say it's took me longer than what I thought it would. I thought this project, say, maybe take a month, 2 months, but I'd say it's 2 to 3 month project by the time it's going to be all complete. But I'm pretty happy with some of the results I've got. And I thought I'd stop and, show you some of the lighting I've been working on and how everything's connected up in there. It sometimes can seem simple on the surface, but by the time you've considered all the different factors of waterproofing and everything else, it can get a little tricky. So yeah, let me show you around this truck. So, the first thing I'd say that is really noticeable on this truck now is some of the grille work I've been doing to give the fuel tanks a bit of housing and support. And basically I've run all the piping. I've run the output for pressure pipe from this little nipple here to send pressure, and that's what it's called, a nipple. It looks like a little nipple. And it's sent up here and then up into the second of the tanks, and that then comes back out into the first of the tanks, and then the first tank goes down and feeds the engine, right? So as long as there's enough pressure coming out of this silencer and exhaust system to keep sending pressure up this pipe, the flow of nitro and everything should run around the system quite nicely, and I should be able to take advantage of the 2 tanks that I've run up in series, right? So that was pretty cool. But what I was going to say, I've done this meshing here, and this is just to give it some support. It's pretty strong actually. I've painted it and then glued it in place, and then I've done the same here. This is a battery cell, a power bank, and I've basically stripped off the outer aluminium shell which I used for one of these connections here, because they're all just little, aluminium tubes. And I stripped it off, and then I covered it with a plastic bag. You can just about see the plastic in there. And then I covered it with some very fine metal mesh, and then on the outside I covered it with some wider mesh, and then painted the wider mesh orange, and then I put some cable ties around the power bank to keep it tight, and then I run a cable tie off onto one of these little kind of fixed legs of the tanks, which is bolted solid on underneath there. So all in all, that's pretty solid. But the reason why I've put it up here and say not underneath, whatever, out of the way, is because this power bank here runs the camera here, right? And to recharge the camera, I wanted easy access, so now I can just get a USB in wire and charge it through USB there. But because it's this high and it's covered with a plastic bag inside, it shouldn't go near some of the contacts till about there. So the water should be able to go up to there, and not short the damn thing out. But the thing is because the water can go up to there here on this power bank, and because this air intake on the other side is even higher, the water could go up to there before it flooded the air intake, and because the exhaust system here is pretty much on par with the waterproofing of the power bank here, the entire truck should be able to go underwater to the point of here, and with a bit of luck, all my electronics and everything won't be flooded immediately. And a few electronics under here I can just glue gun and then coat over with a very fine, say, spray of rubber, and that way I should be able to send this entire truck into the water to way up to here. So, you know, that looked pretty cool. So all these lights, of course, on the back here need to be waterproof, which they are. They're Scale Electric's 12-volt waterproofed LED strips. And I'm pumping 20 volts through them at the moment I'm pumping 12 volts through these two strips here and this strip here. This strip's wiring's going off running underneath there, and then each of these strips are going through their own little holes into there. I'm going to clean up the paintwork, of course. And for the meantime, while I'm waiting for two little 6-volt 4.5 amp hour SLA batteries that I'm going to be putting in here, and then hooking them up in series, I've just wired them up to this big 12-volt 20 amp hour battery. And the reason why is because I need two little 6 volts in here, one on this side and one on the other, to hook them up so it, you know, the weight's nice and it's not bulking in the way. And that way I can remove this one and all my lighting will work still. So there are 3 LED strips here at 12 volts. There is one LED strip just underneath there, 12 volts. There's one LED strip underneath this cabin part here, right? That's 12 volts. There is a front LED strip here, the main lighting strip. This is running at 22 volts. And the reason why is I wanted it extra bright because the camera here, which will be sending wireless live feed to the say, you know, laptop, benefits from the extra lighting, so you get a sharper, cleaner picture. And the way I've stepped this one up from 12 volts is I've put a step-up board in a little box here, and over the step-up board I've put the box. And remember, the step-up board takes it from, I think it was 12 volts to 22 volts, and ups the ampage as well. And I've put it in this box, and then I've grilled it over with the light meshing again and painted the light meshing. And then I've just started painting the underneath of the undercarriage there. And the idea is, now there's the truck, basic groggy English day lighting. Not bad out there today, but it ain't great. So, standard crappy lighting, right? I've got 2 switches underneath here. Don't care if these get wet, not a problem. It's very so dark, there we go. This one is for the helipad. So now I've got a little helipad, so you could land at night. Of course, as I say, the paint isn't great on it at the moment, but you'd be able to see that pretty well at night. I'll clean up the blue and clean up the yellow. I need another golden yellow. I've used like 3 golden yellows on this truck and then 3 blazing oranges on this truck as well. And then finally these are halogen radiator switches, and they should be fine at this level, but even if they do drown in the mud and water, I'm not too bothered because I'll just chop them off and put some better switches on, probably some waterproof switches at some point. But the other switch does my lighting. So now you can see some of the cabin from the back illuminated, but I've also illuminated underneath. So there's one light there underneath, so I can see what state the 6-volt batteries are in. There's another light under here, so I can see the engine clearly. and see how bad a state of mud that is. And then I've got one at the front here, so you know, once I'm filming I can see some, you know, some of this stuff going around, and it looks pretty cool. And then you've got the super bright one at the front that I'm not even going to look at, because that is unreal bright. You can, I don't know, you never tell with LEDs on these cameras, but looking at that now would really hurt. So yeah, you've got the super bright bottom light to brighten up the field or whatever, the snow fields, what you're driving over, so the camera can get good quality video. And then inside I've put another, that 12 volt LED strip underneath the panel there. And just put a bag on there. You shouldn't leave your bag on there, love, you might press a button by accident. Anyway, you can see how I've cut some holes in there, and it's not very good from this angle, but it kind of looks like, you know, little dials and panels and things. And she's holding like I forget what them steering wheels are called. I had the name of them the other day. You know, like you use it for a plane, and I just can't remember the name of the damn thing. But she's got one of those, which is like a wing nut thing she's holding onto with her mittens. Probably going to be pretty chilly at some point for her. So yeah, with all the LED lighting on there, I thought it looked pretty cool. And all that sodding wiring was unreal. I'm going to show you some. See, I did all the wiring and had it dangling, and there must have been, say 10-15 wires just dangling off the top. So I've glued them all and then painted over them all and stuck them underneath. I'm just trying to see if I can show you some there. All that dirty wiring that I've got rid of it out of the way. But there's only 2 wires now that'll be coming off. Here's the negative of all the lights, and there's a positive running in there. So them two, the positive will be run to the other side, and then the negative will be run to there. I'll have this battery as the second 6 volt in series, this one is the first one in series, and then between the two they should run all the lighting. Can charge the power bank up anytime for the camera. Camera switch has this switch. Well, you can tell there, up, on, down, off. This switch was for recharging the cells that run the actual electronics for the receiver of the truck. So you plug 3 USB ins into these at the bottom to charge them. Make sure that one's off, and you make sure this switch is off here as well. And as long as they're off, you won't get a 4th circuit on the cells which are running the electronics inside, so you won't fry your power bank cells. And then once you're ready to use your truck, you simply unplug your USB ins, turn that one on, turn that one on, and then you have full 9, 10 volt-ish going into the servos underneath on the other side of this box, which runs all, you know, the acceleration, the servos for the front wheels to turn, etc. So yeah, I really wanted to get this cosmetics out the way, because until the cosmetics are done, I can't actually do or test or check the silencer muffler here. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying this series, and as you can see, I've been messing around a lot. I hope maybe you can take, you know, some ideas from it all. Inside here, I might behind her I'm going to put like a pallet bed, so they can, you know, there's one person who can sleep and one person drive. And then with a bit of luck I might be able to find a little model wood burner online that looks like, you know, they can do a bit of cooking inside the cabin, because they'd have to be pretty you know, sustaining up in the South Antarctic or up in the North Pole. But I was going to say that'd look pretty cool, because if I put a wood burner in there, I can stack like little wood chips up here, which would look like, you know, that's what they're using to burn off over the winter. And the helipad, I'll put a blue circle around to really say, hey, cough, this is a helipad. I was going to have something perhaps that'd slide sideways on each side to extend the back of it, but I'm not sure yet. But all in all, I thought it looked pretty cool, and I can't wait now just to get them 6 volt batteries, put those in, get the bed in and get the little burner stove in, and then finally I can test the silencer, because I really want to test that thing. So yeah, thank you for all the support everyone's been giving me so far, and I'm glad you're enjoying this build. It's I don't always get much time to, you know, throw into it, but I thought I was quite happy with the results coming on. It was pretty cheap all in all. I think in total this thing must be about £120 by now. Let's say £108 if you didn't have any gifts coming your way from parts and stuff off your mates. So even then, for a 6-wheel truck of this size, I mean, that's a 53-inch TV and stuff, and it's nearly rivaling the length of that now. When I finally finish this, I just want to put some shipping containers at the back over so they'll probably come over the H maybe, a few shipping containers stacked up on top of each other. I thought might look cool. And yeah, after that I want to put some chains on the wheels and get a plough going on the front so it can clear some snow when it gets snowy, because British Gas say profits are up this year, which means it's probably going to be a cold winter. That's the way it works. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and keep an eye out for any other videos. Comment by all means. I'd love some thumbs up, they'd be most welcomed. Sign up, because, you know, anytime one of my vids come out you can check, and I love people's input. I mean, you guys aren't even doing this, but I'm sure you can't tell me that doesn't look great fun. How cool does that look? Come on. Oh lady. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying, and I'll, you know, reply to anyone's comments, and thank you for watching, and I will see you again and catch you around. So bye.